What's up, everybody? It's me, Joey P. Joe Pizzapia, back with another waiver wire video here on Fantasy Pros MLB. And 2023 is starting to shape up as the year of the forgotten prospect who is finally making good. All the post-hype or the post-hype guys like Jared Kelenic have really been the theme of 2023. We left them for dead, and now they are very much alive, and there's a few guys on that waiver wire who fit that bill just like him, sitting out there ready for you to pluck off. I'm going to tell you who they are and a few more, but before we get after it, this video is brought to you by SoRare MLB. That's right, that's the sponsor today. Go sign up today at FantasyPros.com/collect for free, and you can start to manage a whole different kind of fantasy baseball with officially licensed digital cards. You can scout, buy, sell, and compete with other players with your cards every single week. Just head over to FantasyPros.com/collect today and start your fantasy baseball experience and bring it to the next level with SoRare MLB. The next era is yours. And now, without further ado, here are the names to add for Week 6 in Major League Baseball. The first guy on this week's list is Jaren Duran, outfielder for the Boston Red Sox. It seems to be that 2023 might be the year of redemption for prospects that have failed in the past, and Jaren Duran is definitely one of those guys. So far, over 15 games with the Red Sox since being called up, he has got 2 homers, 11 ribbies, 2 steals, and he's hitting almost 400. Now, of course, that's not going to last. That's going to come back down, but it's great to see a little power, a little speed, and all of the things that we were excited about Jaren Duran last year starting to show at the major league level. You got to watch the strikeout rate, still a little on the higher side, but still, Duran is a young, athletic player who should be able to continue to use that athleticism as the season goes on, and right now he is rostered in roughly half of your league, so you better get on this because Jaren Duran's not going to last too much longer. Now, speaking of prospect redemption stories, I offer you, ladies and gentlemen, Nick Senzel, outfielder / third baseman of the Cincinnati Reds. He is rostered in roughly 30% of leagues already, and it has been a wild road for Nick Senzel. This is a player that has spent more time on the IL than actual time playing Major League Baseball. And no, that's not an exaggeration, folks. That is a true stat. Over 18 games this year, though, in 60 at-bats, he's got 3 homers, 12 RBI, 2 steals, hitting .290, and he's also got almost an even K-walk ratio. Senzel was one of the most polished college hitters in his class, taken 2nd overall that year in the draft. I thought he was going to be a slam dunk, easy transition to the major leagues. It's never been that case, and injuries have really hindered his development. Perhaps he's turned a corner, perhaps this is just an anomaly and a really good stretch here of a couple weeks, but regardless, I think it's worth throwing a few bucks on Senzel just to see if he is indeed more of a late bloomer after all these injuries are hopefully behind him. Perhaps Senzel could contribute to your fantasy team in 2023. This next one is my Bay, Juwan Bay, outfielder, second baseman for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Now, he's rostered in roughly half of leagues already, and this is much more of a roto play because this is not a player with a lot of power or necessarily a great batting average. He's hitting just .247 on the year. But Juwan Bay is on pace for over 50 stolen bases this season, so just wrap your mind around that. If he is still somehow floating around, he might be more of a 2-category player. He does have 17 runs scored this year, so that's also a little helpful. But Juwan Bay is absolutely going to contribute, and nowadays with the way stolen bases are taking off here in Major League Baseball in 2023, you almost can't have enough of them. He might be a player you have to roster just to block somebody else from taking him because he can contribute there, especially in those head-to-head category leagues. Juwan Bay can be a helpful guy to have, and he may be useful in those head-to-head category leagues too, in good matchups where you know the pitchers don't have a good pickoff move or the catchers are bad at throwing guys out. Bay is a stolen base machine so far this year, and again, let me reiterate, you can't get enough steals right now. Next on the list, another young pitcher, Bryce Miller of the Seattle Mariners, rostered in about 30% of leagues already. Now, when it comes to Bryce Miller, although he did have a good spring, things were rough for him in Double-A. He was pitching to a 6 ERA there before getting the call after some injuries opened some spots here with Robbie Ray going on the IL for the year, and Bryce Miller is going to get a good long look. It was a great first look for him in that initial start. 6 innings, 10 strikeouts, 2 hits. So get ready to pay for Bryce Miller. But again, because the Seattle Mariners say that they're going to give him a long leash, if he does struggle or is a little up and down, as most young pitchers are, he's still worth a decent-sized fab investment. So get ready to pay, but get ready to play Bryce Miller because it seems like he might get a nice long run in this rotation regardless of performance, and that's a good thing. Hopefully this first start is a harbinger of good things to come in the future for Bryce Miller. And last this week on the list, Carlos Estevez of the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, the relief pitcher. Now, he's rostered in over 60% of leagues already, and I know a couple weeks ago I told you to pick up Quijada in this grouping of closers, and guess what? Now he is out with an elbow injury, and Carlos Estevez is 6 for 6 in save opportunities. This Angels bullpen might be the bane of my existence all year long, but we're always looking for saves, and right now he's the guy that's getting them. So far in the season, he's also had a nice strikeout rate too, 18 Ks in just 14 2/3 innings with a 1.23 ERA and a 1.02 WHIP. I'm hoping, finally, Estevez is the guy, but as you can tell, I'm also a little frustrated with this bullpen right now, but it seems like with the other guys hurt, Estevez has a clear path, and as long as he continues to pitch the way he has so far over his first 14 appearances on the season, Estevez is going to hopefully keep this job. I hope, because if I have to come back next week with another Angels reliever, I don't know if I can mentally handle it. Well, there you have it, everybody. Those are the guys to add in Week 6 in Major League Baseball. Don't forget to like this video, share, and subscribe, and drop a comment below as well. And hopefully this will be the last time we have to add anyone from the Angels bullpen all year, I hope. This has been me, Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids.